Some days you need a super healthy breakfast option like this egg white, sweet potato, black bean burrito to fuel your super busy day.
Other times you're gonna want some comfort food like this bacon, tater tot, and spicy avocado crema packed egg burrito.
Either way, let's be honest, you, me, we don't have time to make breakfast every single day. This is where these freezer-friendly burritos are really gonna come in handy to have on deck, ready to nuke at a moment's notice. Let me know in the comments below which one you could use today, the fuel or the grease.
First up is the healthy burrito, which you'll need to prep your sweet potatoes first. Peel them and slice the bottom off so you have a stable surface to work on and it doesn't wobble. Slice 1/4-inch sections, which you'll turn into what are basically fries before they're fries. Then turn the rectangles into squares with a 1/4-inch dice so they'll cook nice and evenly. Dice up your onion as well. I've got other videos with more detailed instructions how to cut veggies. You can check them out in my quick kitchen tips playlist. Once your veggies are prepped, heat up a skillet with some spray oil, butter, vegan butter, whatever it really is that fits the word health for your lifestyle. Then we're gonna season these up really nicely. I love to use a ton of seasoning for burritos, but just season to your preference. That's why I usually don't include the increments of seasoning. Add some water as well to this mixture and cover it. This is gonna help it all steam together and cook that much better. Add in some rinsed black beans for added protein and fiber. Season these up as well. You can substitute kidney beans or white beans if you'd like, whatever your preference is really. Scoot the mixture to one side and grease the other side of the pan, getting it ready for your egg whites. The joke back when I cooked in the Coast Guard was that someone would always order an egg white omelet when our ship was rocking and rolling the worst, which we obviously named the old underway omelet that looked pretty interesting. Once everything's cooked through, put it all into a large mixing bowl and get your tortillas hot so they're easier to roll with. Prep your avocado by slicing down the middle around the seed. Do this carefully. Pop out the seed as well, carefully. Then scoop out the avocado with a big spoon, like a madman uncarefully, because we're wild. Mash it all up with a fork or a masher or whatever until it's nice and smooth. Then we're gonna set up our burrito rolling station, which is a critical step. Smooth out your avocado first, placing it a little closer to you than the middle, adding the filling to the same area. It's gonna make it a little easier to roll. Grab it from both ends and do this nice tuck like this. I'm gonna show you what it looks like underneath. So you're gonna kind of tuck in these two tabs underneath. Kind of use your pinkies when you're rolling it or whatever finger works for you and tuck it in that much more and get a really tight roll. I've rolled a ton of burritos and I still screw them up sometimes. Just tuck them in at the end, no big deal. To freeze these, you can use a Ziploc bag like I'm gonna use. You can use a nice machine to seal if you have one of those. Make sure to let your burritos cool down prior to the freezer so the moisture doesn't build up. These burritos will last roughly 3 to 6 months in the freezer. The most important part is to label your freezer burritos. I used these same labels back in the day when I cooked on my ship. They have ample space to write details, even down to what time you place in the food, which really comes in handy for marinades, say, for example. I'll link these labels in the description below for you. Next up is our comfort food burrito, which is honestly the perfect breakfast to grease up your day if you're just lounging like a slug. Start by making your spicy avocado crema. Scoop a large avocado into a bowl, adding a dollop or so of sour cream. Juice 1 lime into the mixture as well for that acid. So you can make this a little creamier probably using a food processor or a small blender at low speed, but I wanted to show you how to do it without the added kitchen equipment. Chop up your cilantro, throw it into the bowl as well as minced garlic. You can also add in some jalapenos to spice it up, but instead I'm just going to add a generous amount of hot sauce. Don't be alarmed by the color of this mixture, since it's going to be inside our burritos, the aesthetics doesn't matter as much. You can also feel free to not add hot sauce, then you'll just have straight up avocado crema, whatever your preference is. Now for the most exhilarating, exciting part of the entire video, air frying some tater tots, and taking a moment to realize how tasty this burrito will be due to some fried potato masses. Cook up some bacon in a skillet. You could also do these in a sheet pan in the oven, but I like the pan method since I'm going to be using the bacon fat to cook my eggs in, making it just that much extra greasy and me extra comfortable. If you're human like me, you'll probably flip the bacon about 100 times, so this is my PSA to say feel free to continue doing so. Let the bacon cool down and continue to crisp up on the side while you get your eggs prepped, whisking them up until they're runny and frothy like mine look right now. Heat up your skillet again if it's not still piping hot from the bacon, crumbling the bacon bits into the pan. I find it a little easier just using my hand than a knife, but honestly do whatever tickles you. Add the beaten eggs to your pan, stirring the bacon bits into them before adding the star of our show, the incredibly delicious fried tater tots. If you're watching this at home, you should probably press pause and run to the store to grab tater tots. Now adding my next favorite ingredient, shredded cheese, followed by sliced green onions, which really give it that loaded potato vibe, which who doesn't know and love. Time to get your burrito rolling station back in order again. Sometimes pulling into a new port during a deployment, it was necessary for the entire crew of 200 to wake up super early and be ready for a special sea detail. Us cooks, we'd usually wake up and make a couple hundred egg sandwiches or burritos so people had a really quick option. The best way to reheat these are to nuke them in the microwave until they're just warm in the middle, then heating up a skillet with oil or butter, getting that nice golden brown crust on the side that is sealed. When thinking about your week ahead, usually most mornings are rushed and you don't really have time to make a homemade breakfast for you or your family. Having options like these freezer-friendly burritos are super clutch. 1, to save time, and 2, to save money. Instead of eating out for breakfast on the way to work, just pop a frozen burrito in the microwave, throw it on a pan, and you've got breakfast on the go. So I'll ask again, which breakfast burrito could you have used this morning? The healthy option or the comfort option?
If you enjoyed this video, you learned something new, give this video a like, subscribe to my Helm's Kitchen YouTube channel. I bet you're also gonna like my episode about eating for $2 a day. I'm gonna teach you how to cook for your family for just under $1 per serving, per meal. Really tasty food without sacrificing the flavor. I'll link that video up here and in the description below.